I would say most, if not all, Toronto Raptors fans have come around to the Scottie Barnes draft selection, but nobody could have predicted the impact he would have already had on the franchise without even playing a game. So in today's video, we go through why this is the player that Raptors fans didn't know we needed for the team. Let's get into it. Welcome NBA and Raptors fans to Amateur Hour Sports. This is the channel where you get NBA content with a focus on the Toronto Raptors at least 4 days a week. That is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. This is your Saturday episode. We're talking about Scottie Barnes and the article that he wrote for the Players Tribune. So if you like what you see from today's video and you want more of myself talking about the NBA and the Raptors and videos and content just like this, make sure you are subscribed to this channel on our road to 7,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for the great support in yesterday's video. Let's bring it today as well, talking about Scottie Barnes, because Scottie Barnes is almost this superhuman figure in the city of Toronto right now. He is being seen everywhere in Toronto, and it only piled on yesterday. We got the article from the Players Tribune where Scottie Barnes wrote, "What's good, Toronto?" And it was a really good article that we're going to dive deeper into in this video. But he was also at the Jays game where he was thrown out the first pitch, and then out of nowhere was all of a sudden at the Toronto International Film Festival. This guy is just everywhere in Toronto. He is Mr. Toronto basically since he's come in. And really surprising to see just the development of Raptors fans liking this player over the last few months, last few weeks, because when he was drafted, the day after he was drafted, I think Raptors fans were kind of easing into the idea of having Scottie Barnes. But the night of the draft, I can't forget my reaction. I can't forget the reaction on social media. People were upset. People were shocked. But people have significantly come around after seeing this guy play in Summer League and just seeing all of his little mannerisms and just seeing how he treats the city of Toronto. We might have just found our guy here because, for starters, right after getting drafted, he went out of his way to go visit the city of Toronto before going to Las Vegas for the Summer League, something he absolutely did not have to do. But you can really sense that he wants to be in Toronto. And if the Raptors had gone for any other player in the draft, there may not have been the real want to play in Toronto, because it's no secret that the Raptors as a market, whatever size the market is, players don't typically want to play in Toronto. But when players come to Toronto, they usually like what they see. They usually like the experience playing in Toronto. But getting them to want to play in Toronto is usually a difficult thing. So to have our guy here in Scottie Barnes, the Raptors have identified this as the developmental piece to lead us into the future. Having this guy want to be in Toronto, and not just wanting to be in Toronto, but showing just how badly he wants to be in Toronto, is extremely refreshing. And just seeing him all over Toronto in the last week or so, seeing him hanging out with teammates, just the family vibes that Scottie Barnes is creating in Toronto, just as a result of his presence, just as a result of his likeness and just being himself, is just very refreshing to see. And it really is exactly what the Toronto Raptors franchise needed. In the article that he wrote, he was quoted to have said, "It feels like we're about to start something special together." And a lot of players come up with these sort of quotes before they start for a team, but you don't always feel like they truly mean it. And, you never really tell if they mean it, but the way Scottie Barnes has been acting, the way he's kind of portraying himself, you can tell that he means every single word of this. And he wants to succeed in the NBA, but he also just wants to succeed in Toronto. And he's becoming such a lovable figure in Toronto. And here's why we really needed him so bad. The Raptors, we just lost a face of our franchise in Kyle Lowry. Say what you want about maybe Pascal Siakam being the better player. I would absolutely say he is. But Kyle Lowry was Toronto. Kyle Lowry is the greatest Raptor of all time, and he was the face of the franchise. He was the guy who led us, the leader of the team, and every player recognized that aspect. Pascal Siakam has been in the media lately saying that, it was a bit difficult for him to accept that because he knew he was a better player. He was the one on the max contract, but Kyle Lowry was still the key figure within the team. And maybe now it's time for Pascal Siakam to take the reins. But as good as Pascal Siakam is, and as good as I think he is, he's never really been the face of the franchise. And we really needed that replacement when Kyle Lowry left. We really needed that leadership when Kyle Lowry left. Now, a lot of players can chip in like Siakam and like Fred VanVleet, but Scottie Barnes is stepping in, and without even wanting it, without even showing it, he is showcasing that he is the face of the franchise. It is something that you don't just kind of say you are. It's not something that's given to you. It's something that's earned throughout the way you portray yourself. And the way Scottie Barnes is portraying himself through everything here, He is becoming the face of the franchise. A guy that when you think about the Toronto Raptors, even though he's not going to be the most talented player on the team, you think about this guy because he is the player Raptors fans can unite behind. He is the player that Raptors fans can rally behind. And we still haven't even seen this guy play in an NBA game. All we've seen is his summer league games. And I think it is truly remarkable, and it truly is a testament to the player, to the individual, that Raptors fans have become so in love with this guy despite having never seen him play again. So, with all of that, he is slowly trending toward becoming that face of the franchise that we didn't know that we needed. When Kyle Lowry was gone, we thought it would be maybe Fred VanVleet or Pascal Siakam taking over the reins of that. And like I said, they can chip in with that. But I truly believe that Scottie Barnes is the one coming into that role, coming into that face of the franchise. And I didn't think that maybe Raptors fans needed it, but with the chaos of the Tampa season, I think there was a lot at the fan between Raptors fans right at the end of the season. Oh my goodness. The divide amongst Raptors fans was bigger than I'd ever seen before in my life as a Raptors fan over the last decade or so. So to see us all rallying behind this player, rallying behind a player that we truly believe in. This is where you get your leaders from. You know, leaders aren't people who just say they're the leader. Leaders aren't people who are just paid more. Leaders aren't people who are kind of addressed like that. Leaders are people that you just subconsciously want to follow. And Scottie Barnes is absolutely 100% showing that he has that uncanny ability to lead just because of his energy, just because of his vibes. That's what this season really is going to be for the Toronto Raptors. It's going to be vibes because we don't have a lot of expectations going in. You know, we're not coming off of an NBA championship. We're not coming off of a 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. So what we want to achieve this season is just personal growth, team development, and we want to have some good vibes around it. And Scottie Barnes is absolutely going to bring those vibes to the team, to the practices every single day. Ideally, we want to get into the playoffs, but if we don't, I don't think it's the end of the world for a lot of Raptors fans, as long as we see progress within the players. And without those big expectations kind of weighing down this team, I just think those guys can go express themselves on the court, have fun playing the game of basketball. And that's what's going to be the most enjoying thing as a fan for me to watch on the court. From day one as a Toronto Raptors player, the night of the draft, Scottie Barnes had two mindsets really. You know, he was having fun with it and he was basking in the moment that every single basketball player, every single athlete dreams of, getting drafted into the pro sport of their dreams. But he also had the other side of the coin there, where he was saying he was ready to work. He was ready to go to war to be the best possible player he can be. And he was saying he truly believes he can be the best player in the NBA because, you know, he wants to manifest that energy. He's all about the energy. He wants to manifest that. He wants to succeed with his team, but he also wants to succeed as an individual. But I really like how he ended the article in the Players Tribune. He said, "So to the fans, I want y'all to hear it straight from me. I couldn't be happier to be here in Toronto. I'm ready to go, and I know y'all ready. Let's get it." This is the energy we would have not have gotten from anybody else in the draft, I don't think. I really don't see any other player in the NBA just at the forefront of media like Scottie Barnes is. He is all over, I would say, widespread NBA media, not just Toronto media. Obviously, that's what I live in. But Scottie Barnes is everywhere. He is a prominent figure, and he is that prominent media figure that this city needed, that this franchise needed to get the positive attention to the franchise. Everything about Scottie Barnes so far in his career as a Raptors player, without even playing a game, has been exceptional. Just the way he's played in Summer League, I would say the way he's done in training camps, as I've heard, and the way he's just portrayed himself as a member of the city of Toronto. He is doing everything exactly how he should be doing it. Now, the only thing he has to do now is prove that he's worth it on the court. He's proved that he's worth it in every other endeavor. But as good as all that is, the main thing is he is going to have to show up on the court as well and show us why he is the 4th overall pick. I know he's working on his game. I know he's working on that three-point shot. I'm really starting to lose any sort of doubt that this guy is going to be a good shooter in the NBA. But he's got to go and show it. As good as all these signs are, if he doesn't perform well on court, then all these things maybe are going to be in the background and we're talking about his performances. But I know he's going to be working to make himself better every day. And over the course of his Raptors career, I am extremely hopeful. Every single day that goes by, I like this pick even more. And it's really hard for me to like this pick even more than I do right now. But again, let's be patient. Let's see what the product is on court. Will it be maybe a learning curve to play in the NBA? as a young player, I think it might take a little bit of time for him to get adjusted. But let's be patient. I'm extremely hopeful. We got our guy. I cannot be happier with this pick at this given point. I think this is the face of the franchise going forward. It is the face of the franchise that after Kyle Lowry left, we didn't know that we needed, and I'm glad that it's Scottie Barnes. So what do you guys make of Scottie Barnes so far as a Raptors player? Let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below, because that wraps it up for me for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you are still here, be sure to hit that like button if you did enjoy the video. It really goes a long way to helping support the channel on our road to 7,000 subscribers. And also, if you're new, you can subscribe to this channel yourself. So much Raptors content, so much NBA content, and plus the links around me right now showcase the other platforms that we have. We have an Amateur Clips channel, the best highlights from our Twitch streams, Amateur TV, where we have a ton of vlogs and a ton of Raptors fan interviews coming. Make sure you're checking those channels out. Join the Discord, and always remember, at the end of the day, I believe what I say. If you disagree, that is okay. We'll see you again next time for another video.